A player I've admired for quite a long time in the EFL is Tom Fellows. He's a 21-year-old winger from West Brom and is doing exceptionally well this season in the Championship. He has the most assists in the league and in fact more than any player 21 or under in the domestic leagues of Europe. That's more than Barcelona's Lamine Yamal and Bayer Leverkusen's Florian Wirtz. This January he's been linked to a move to the Premier League, and that is of course because he's great. But in this video I want to try and find out a little bit more about him and find out what's making clubs like Everton so interested. My name is Ash, and if you're new to my channel, a like and subscribe on these videos would be highly appreciated. And if you have anything to add throughout the course of this video, please don't hesitate to put it in the comments. Tom Fellows was born in Solihull in 2003 and came through the youth academy at West Bromwich Albion. He made his full professional debut at the age of 18 in the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. But it was when he went on loan to Crawley Town, who were in League 2 at the time, when he first caught my eye. You see, at the time I was covering Crawley Town quite a lot as a sports journalist, and he stuck out as an excellent player. They were going through quite a tough time off the pitch, on the pitch as well. They almost got relegated that season, but it was Fellows that was getting fans off their seats. So he was this excitable player that was so good at driving with the ball, was getting hacked by opposition teams all the time because they knew just how deadly he was with it, and was really well appreciated at the club. And all of those traits is exactly what I'm reminded of when I watch him now. After his loan move at Crawley, he went back to West Brom and broke into the side. That was last season when he made 33 appearances in the Championship, scoring 5 and assisting 4 in all competitions. And he's very much improving year on year. He's gone and assisted more goals this season with 10 than in any of the previous senior competitions that he's ever played in, and has played in every single one of West Brom's league games this season. Seen by his heat map on SofaScore, Tom Fellows is the definition of a traditional right winger, which is absolutely what I'm loving to see. He's one of the purest ones you can find in the game at the moment, and is so good at doing the simple but effective thing of dribbling that ball down the right hand side and lofting that perfect cross into the box. That's emphasised by his stats on FBref that state he's in the 93rd percentile for progressive carries in the Championship and in the 95th percentile for progressive passes. 5th in the second tier for progressive carries this season, 3rd for carries into the penalty area. So let's get into some in-game examples to try and show you exactly what Tom Fellows is so good at. So in this first example, West Brom are actually at home to Bristol City in the Championship, and it's the quality of this delivery from Fellows that does it for me. He's got the ball out on this right hand side here. He obviously has an option to his left, but he's not too concerned about that. The only thing he's concerned about in this moment is the one-on-one with this defender. Now, between here and the next slide, he does what he's insanely good at, and that is dropping the shoulder to his left and then bursting down the right on his stronger right foot to create that space and get the ball into the box, which is what he does here. Knocks it to the right, creates that space between him and his man, plenty of room to loft the ball into the box, and he does that. Whips one in, and West Brom score. It's a perfect delivery that just floats above all the defenders and the goalkeeper, and West Brom score. Now, most of these examples are going to be exactly that, and I'm not trying to say he only has one trait or one quality, but Fellows has actually mastered this ability of creating this space, which is probably quite lost in the modern game. A lot of teams are looking for that player that can cut in with a stronger foot and maybe have a go themselves or whip a ball into the back post, but Fellows knows where he plays and he knows his strengths. That's what I like about him so much, and he's so fast and able to create that space every single time. As you can see in this example here against Derby, West Brom have the ball and they feed a simple pass out to Tom Fellows. He's not running in behind in this stage. He just has the ball out wide and he receives the ball and he's got this one-on-one with this defender. Now, as we progress it forward, he kind of draws the man out to him and sees what he does. And by this point, if I was a Championship defender, I'm very much not, so I probably wouldn't be able to do this. But you've almost researched Fellows, you probably have, and especially if you know you're coming up against him and you know what kind of move he's going to do. So because he does it so much, I'm quite surprised that it isn't so predictable that it just gets stopped. So my only answer to that is that he's just so good at it that it's unstoppable. Fellows again gets one-on-one with his man. They're very close at this stage, but that's that jink of the shoulder to the left, knocking the ball out to the right, and then able to get that perfect delivery in, and they score from it. Surprise, surprise, again. And Fellows isn't just this player that can just cross a ball. He's beating players one-on-one again and again and again, which is exactly what a struggling Premier League side needs. In this example, it was at the start of the season, West Brom were against Stoke, and Fellows was a catalyst for their win, getting 2 assists. Now, this first example is going to be him doing what I've just shown you in the last 2 occasions. He's received the ball out wide, has a one-on-one with this man, as you can see here, jinks it, gets very close with him, jinks his shoulder to the left. I wish you could see this. If you want to, just look up the West Brom highlights again in this game against Stoke. Jinks the shoulder to the left, knocks it to the right. Somehow they go from being about a metre apart, half a metre apart, to all of this space here and all of this space for Fellows to be able to get a ball into the box, which is really impressive. It doesn't take him long either. It's with one swift move. It isn't too complex. It just allows him to create so much space, and he lifts a delightful ball in to the back stick, and West Brom score again. And there's the ball floating in. Unstoppable for Victor Johansson to catch, and a goal for West Brom. My next example is actually from the same game, and this is the second assist. Now, Fellows for the first goal. West Brom have the ball here. Fellows is out wide. He's usually receiving that pass out wide and closer to the byline than the fullback is, like in that right winger position and hugging the touchline as he did in the other examples, because he's quite confident in his ability to beat that fullback one-on-one. But he doesn't do that here. Instead, he makes actually quite an intelligent run round the back of the fullback. And in this instance, the fullback's already been done by the move before. He's probably expecting him to do the same, so he's not too attuned to the pass that he's about to receive through here. Now, some great vision, but also a really, really intelligent run, because he's dragging two players out of the game. And his blistering pace is allowing him to get in behind. He's not just a great dribbler, a great crosser, potentially a great finisher. When we get to that, he's also very, very fast. And he sits one down. He's in behind here. You could very much, from this picture, it doesn't really show you the momentum of the scenario. It looks like he could drive towards the goalkeeper and have a one-on-one. He doesn't do that, and instead he actually does the more intelligent thing. And it's not just the simple, all I need to do is get down here, cross. He doesn't just do that. He actually spots Josh Maja lurking on the edge of the box and plays a really nice ball into him. And Maja is really excellent at not just being this striker that is on the last man and trying to get in for these balls in behind, but he's actually just lurks behind, stays in line with the posts, stays in this kind of channel here, and slots the ball home. And really, really tidy finish and a clever pass from Fellows. Now, something I haven't really mentioned about Fellows is actually his ability, and almost you can see it in him, his desire to improve on his weaker foot. Of course, he's very strong on his right. He's very good at whipping that ball in with his right foot. But there's going to be instances and he does need to cut in on his weaker foot and potentially shoot, potentially score in the right moment, use that left foot and take the opportunity. And here he does just that. West Brom are countering. Tom Fellows is just out here. Now, he has plenty of options, but there's also so much space for the midfielder to run into, and he does that. And he takes his time. Fellows is intelligent once again, can see that this right back isn't really picking him up and is in two minds about, potentially marking this player out of the game, and Fellows is in the space behind here. Now, as Malumbi gets even further, there's all this space for Fellows to attack, and he does just that. The pass gets laid off to him, and instead of just kind of smashing it with his right foot, he actually intelligently uses his left and glides it in at the near post past the keeper. Keeper arguably should have done better. And in that scenario, when he had so much space, his right foot could have been the go-to method, but he didn't. Use his left, and he scored quite a nice goal. So just showing that he can actually use both feet, even when he looks like quite a one-footed player, is really important. And sometimes he's not just lurking out here with a cross, and he doesn't have to get this close to goal to use his left foot. He can cut into this central period and get shots off, be deadly, maybe even whip a ball in with his left foot towards the back stick, and be that player that isn't just so one-dimensional. That has been my analysis of Premier League Everton January transfer target and Championship assist killer this season, Tom Fellows. Off the back of seeing a player like Romain Esse getting signed for 14 million by Crystal Palace, Fellows, in my opinion, is the more experienced and better player at this stage in his career. Bear in mind, he's 2 years older than Esse, so no wonder that's not a dig at Esse by any means. But what I'm trying to say is Fellows will not be cheap, and if Esse's going for 12-14 million pounds, then Fellows arguably needs to be going for around 20. But regardless, Fellows will be playing Premier League football one day, whether it's in January getting this move, a move in the summer, or promotion with West Brom. He definitely has the talent to do it, and in my opinion, the talent to even break into this England squad one day. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below as well. If you're a West Brom fan, let me know if I've missed anything about Tom Fellows and what on earth you're going to do when you lose this guy. But also, if you're an Everton fan, let me know what you think of the player as well. And for now, I'll see you next time.